Let's hand it over to our Nairobi bureau for an expert's view on how African countries have been implementing the Paris Accord. Beatrice.
Indeed. Now, 5 years since the signing of the Paris Agreement, several African countries have tried to play their part in tackling climate change by implementing small-scale interventions. However, a lot more still needs to be done. Earlier, we spoke to Chukwumerije Okereke, a professor of global environmental and climate governance, on this subject. Take a listen.
One of the most outstanding impacts of climate change is in the area of agriculture and food production. You see, because of Africa's location very close to the equator and being a tropical continent, Africa's temperature has been rising faster than the global mean temperature. And the consequence of this is that there has been a huge variation in rainfall pattern, and most parts of Africa have been experiencing shorter periods of rainfall and longer periods of dry season. The consequence of this has been a lot of drought and a lot of poor performance of our agricultural outputs. Another main area, but is the incidence of extreme weather events. And the third big area is through flooding. Africa is experiencing a lot of flooding, and that is resulting in massive displacement of people. In some cases, the entire states or communities have been sacked by flooding. And this also has resulted in serious socioeconomic consequences for many, many countries and communities across Africa. There are a range of different things that should be done. Number one, African countries need to fully understand the nature of impacts that are currently being experienced and the future projected impact. This means investing heavily in science, in climate modeling, climate prediction, to be able to understand the current and future dimensions of impact. So we need planning not only at national level, but also at subnational and local levels. And quite frankly, also, Africa needs to intensify their advocacy to attract finance, technology, and capacity building resources from the developed countries to enable them to implement their plan.
Professor Chukwumerije Okereke speaking about the consequences of climate change and Africa's efforts in combating climate change.